Friends, hello everyone. Today we came to the office of SUMMER 365 company to see how good this complex is, as the renderings say about it. We will talk to you with the managers, go to the site, see the progress of construction, and in the future we will cover how this wonderful complex is being built. Let's go. Well, we got with you to the construction site. We've been given paint and vests so that we can be seen. So we don't get blown away by some excavator. Now the operator is standing on a huge pile of excavated soil. That is, this will be the Falcon floor, there will be a parking lot, and, accordingly, the ground. The lobby will show you now. There's a whole mountain here, I don't know what they've done there. But look, I talked to an engineer about this construction. What interesting features. Look, this pool over here, it turns out, and over there is a pump pumping a pipe into the groundwater, drains it into this pool, and then the corrugated pipe goes further into the next pool. That is, they took away the groundwater at once, people work quietly, dry, comfortable, and most importantly, without violating any technology, because the concrete will not be poured on water, but on dry preparation. And as for the foundation itself, also now I have talked, now the preparation of 80 centimeters is poured. You can imagine, it is not even a foundation. And there was even reinforcement, although, as a rule, the preparation is not reinforced at all, but because of the peculiarities of the soil, these are the ground, the designers designed reinforcement for them. And then there are, as he explained, in this preparation there are 3 layers of waterproofing, that is made in pies. Concrete, waterproofing, now concrete, waterproofing, and now there is binding of reinforcement along the flow, probably it is either 14 or 16, but as a rule for residential houses is used not less than this reinforcement. What I see here is basically everything is pretty neat, good. They invited us in, put us in the parking lot. I say, they gave us some overalls and please, we look. In general, I like it, everything is fine. No economy, no such thing as, as long as they covered it up and it's fine, you won't see it. There's no such thing. Well, in principle, everything is very good. So we will come back here in 3 months or 6 months, when some stage will be visible. And once again we will evaluate this construction site. Let's move with you back to the office. Andrey, hello. Yes, hello. Well, let us with you in the office, you will tell us what your house consists of, we are interested in the exterior walls, what is the composition of, well, and about the repair you wanted to tell us something too. Let's tell you right away. Well, I understand that the construction is standard technology, first you will cast iron and concrete frame, and then you will fill the walls with something, and then you will have a ventilated facade. I have a question, what materials, what block you use, whether you will have insulation or it will be such a ventilated system, that is, if the wind blows, it is at home at you fresh. Or you will have everything somehow by such technologies. Yeah, that's right. We have as any house being built in Badig, most of them are first monolith, then walls and then already facades and other works. Most often there are many other works going on in parallel. Facades, what will they be made of? The main material we use is futon block. Here we see its technical characteristics. It is a gas concrete block, it has good noise insulation, good thermal insulation, and it is light, it does not give a big load on the slab. Okay, look, I have a question. Here you have a tab, this is a showpiece and we're looking at it. Here you have tile adhesive, next you have foam. What kind of system are you going to end up using? On the foam as our guys have already made a void in the installation. In general, a special glue we were trained by specialists Yutong, how to properly lay these blocks, and how to apply the glue and so on. As far as I know, you can take a good material, especially in Georgia such a topic is widespread, and just spoil everything by the fact that there will be a bad installation. Yes, everything is the first thing. We have to do it according to the standards, that's why we were trained, our specialists, and try to do it according to them. That's good. You are probably the only one where I saw in the office that the insulation of rock will, not some foam or some other inexpensive material. And by all techniques you use wind barrier and framing. That's right, well this is in principle the right technology, despite the fact that the weather is always warm in Batumi, this insulation is also needed, that is insulation and insulation. What for? In order to shift the dew point from the apartment, we will also insulate the balcony slab. Then facade also for ventilation gap and aluminum construction, it is clear, that is, so that there is no corrosion. Well, that's right, that's absolutely correct. Benwada, alright, the points of growth we are leaving the shadows. On the issue of insulation, I absolutely agree with you, because even if the temperature outside is +5, +10 degrees, the house already has to somehow maintain +25. And for this insulation is necessary. And in summer it is also very important to insulate, because, as we know, the insulator saves not only in winter from the cold, but in summer it prevents the penetration of this heat into the apartment. That's right, that is, in the apartment creates such a thermos effect, that is, the building turns out to be like a thermos. The cold is kept inside. And then tell me about your beautiful facades. What is used? Let me tell you. First and most importantly, the entire facade, in addition to being ventilated, we use HPL laminate panels on these aluminum structures. This is such a pressed laminate, highly durable. It has a 50-year warranty from the manufacturer. Why is this material moisture resistant? And it does not burn out for a long time, does not lose its color in the sun. That is, it can retain its appearance for many years and can be easily washed by rain and so on. We have a complex that looks like this, but in a U shape. And there is the inner perimeter, the inner part that looks into the courtyard. And then there's the outer part. And these are the exterior facades. And they are different colors, different architectural solutions. So if the inner facade is light in color, so that there's no squeeze on the courtyard, was spacious, then I was assigned a darker color and more accent color to draw attention to the complex. Also, our main colors are white and navy blue. There's a navy blue element, we have fiberglass panels under the window here, it's basically a decorative element. It's got decorative elements on it, these are taken from our Lod Super Georgian tablecloth. We also still have panels installed. You and I are about to take a look at them on the street, which also have decor. The frames are aluminum, also dark blue, Turkish, thermally broken. The double glazed windows themselves are also two-chambered, multifunctional, with the effect of reflection, so that there is a thermos effect in the apartment, so that the apartment does not heat up through the glass. I now also want to make such an insert for subscribers. Often in the latest complexes, in good ones, I see that who makes windows, they also come for installation. And as a result, I see in the last year, for example, installation of windows of very high quality. That is, everything is really foamed in there. It used to be, you know, a piece of foam like this 3 stands, and that's it. The frame doesn't open, nothing. Lately I see that the level is much higher, and I hope that in your complex, you also apply such a system and check your contractors, so that your windows work very well after installation, 1. And 2, so that they are not ruined during the installation and the construction of the whole house, and the finishing work, that's 2. Because that's also an issue that there are own walls for the battery. Yes, for us it is. It is important because we have here, in addition to foam, we also apply a special protection from the inside, that is, a vapor barrier is made. This is also an important element, it is not always done here. In principle, we are also working on the windows very carefully, it is an important element, especially in the climate of Batumi. Especially if it is rainy on the rainy side, if you do it badly, that's it. All this application of cool, beautiful and expensive materials is simply crossed out. Alright, well, basically, we have talked about the facade. Let's have another look at your interesting moving facades on the street and then we'll move on to the finishing. Let me tell you about the exterior facade, or rather the interior facade. Apartment owners who have an internal facade, they will have these panels on the balcony. Going to the balcony, you have these 3-meter high panels in front of the fence. They are also made of HPL plastic. What is their task? They move like this, we have a special design. So you can provide privacy on the balcony from other eyes, and you can also regulate the lighting. That is, in sunny weather, you can close the balcony, and this will be a nice pattern to see through. These decorative elements are also taken from the Georgian tablecloth Lord Supra. Well, very interesting solution, yes. When I came here, I was surprised by your approach, that you put them outdoors, in the sun, in order to experiment how they will behave, because, in general, in terms of deadlines, tell me, when should they be installed? Construction is just starting now. Approximately, when the facade will already be clad and installed with this fascia. Exactly, these panels are already 2026, that is, after the facade will be finished in principle. This is more of a decorative element, and they will be installed. That is, yes, already at the end, when the glazing is ready, the facade part will be covered and already installed. And that is basically all this time, 2 years they will stand here and will be tested in the sun. And you said that they are different manufacturers, you have already decided on some, I understand, but still. Nevertheless. To this option, yes. Yes, if something suddenly goes wrong, you already replay the whole situation. Another task, in addition to seeing how they behave during the weather, is to test the design itself. That is, we have some element that allows them to move. We want to understand for how long, how it will behave, what kind of failures this mechanism may have. We will already understand what kind of service will be needed. You mean this compartment system? Yes, yes, yes. Because you put it in, and in 2 years it will stop working. They can jam or lubricate, maybe it takes an hour. Yeah. I like the guy's approach. It's the first time I've ever seen that. And I guess we'll see about the repairs now. In general, we have in our project proposed repairs from the builder. It's a full builder's remodel. No furniture, no appliances. Listen, you just called it something that we usually discourage people from. And let's try to convince me that it is not so, that the repair from the builder is cool. Well, first of all, what's the plus? We're gonna have 4 styles designed. One called spring, one called summer, one called fall and one called winter. That is 4 typical renovations. The materials are selected, they are made each in their own style. What's the upside? Prices, bulk purchasing. Materials can come here to touch, to see. These are quality, normal materials. There are, in principle, for a different purse and for different tastes and colors. That is from $240 to $600 per square meter of repair. That is, we are now looking at the repair, which costs $240. Here we see what materials are used. Belgian laminate. Here we see the manufacturers of paintwork. I mean, and what kind of paint colors the tiles, balcony and so on, and in the bathroom. MDF doors Turkish. All this can be touched. In principle, this is a normal repair. You can touch it now and say. Normal is the materials for repair for $240 per square meter. Well, of course, the price in general sounds like a gift $240, but we talked to you, you just said that already part of some engineering systems and screed, and some rough work, that is, plastering, it is already included initially. I think you said that the sockets are already included. Yes, that is, due to what the price of private finishing is so low. Due to the fact that in the price of the apartment is already done, that is, you buy an apartment not in the black frame, but in the pre-partial finishing, where most of the dirty work, that is, rough, done. The walls are erected, all communications, all plumbing, electrics, radiators are installed. Up to the fact that in sockets and the internet and subconditioner all also installed. It remains only to really put tile, laminate, paint the walls, paste wallpaper and bring in furniture and appliances. It turns out that people understand that this is not some cheap repair for $240, and this is simply because there is already a lot of things placed in the price of the apartment. Why, by the way, private finishing is a good thing. We think so. Because, first of all, people do not have to do all the rough work, the most difficult. This is a labor-intensive process and can be expensive. Here they also save money. And plus neighbors will not drill, chisel. That is, they enter the apartment, everyone will do already hourly repairs, and there will be no unnecessary noise. Yeah, well, that's important too. When I moved into a new apartment, probably a year I was still waiting for the temperatures to finish working, and now someone is still coming. Here for the summer people began to come and they're under drill, there's something to attach and so on. It's very inconvenient. And we have more than one stand inside now. Yes, this repair is called spring. Here we have the next version of the renovation, it's called summer. It already costs $340 a square meter, and we see that it is different in style and quality of material. That is, here is no longer laminate, but parquet. This is parquet in the living room, and this is parquet in the bedroom. There is an interesting solution here. Some partitions are made of 6mm fluted glass. And in general it is already another style and another level. The doors are also Turkish MDF. Will they be flush mounted, or will they be with boards, with moldings, do you know? No, they will be with moldings. Not pictured here. Doors with casings, all standard. Okay, so I see you got some sample designs here and there. Does the project include the engineering part of the installation, that is how the builder is going to work from the pictures or? No, of course, I mean, there is. The engineering part, there are drawings to understand where the sockets are, according to the standard where, for all communication it will all be. If, of course, you want to do individual repair, then you will need to provide in advance your project, so that the deduction in the pre-partial finishing, here is the green frame, we did according to your project. That is possible and you will not confuse anything, because this problem, like tomorrow's workers try to do so, but often it turns out that we come, and it turns out to be heavy, and we had to be there. Make a warm floor. No, it will be done in advance. The only thing is that you need to specify everything in detail. Who will be responsible for it? Will you have a designer here? Will there be a technocrat? We have a designer and, of course, there will be a techno officer who will monitor a number of parameters to make sure that everything is carried out. And can a person buy a very minimal apartment from you in black frame? Unfortunately, we do not sell apartments in black frame. We have a standard apartment, these are pre-calculated finishes. We sometimes have a few lots drop out, like a promo lot, in black frame that you can buy out. That is, if you get on that promo, it is possible to buy. Most often apartments on a low floor, a row of apartments. For people who want to do it their way at once and do not invest in the pre-calculation department. Or if a person wants to save money, for example. Well, perhaps such an option that bought, I have a limited amount of money, I can only buy an apartment in a black frame with installments, and for repair, for example, I will save money in 2 years. This is possible only if there is such an apartment under the acts. That is, we have once a month one of the apartments falls under such an action, where you can buy in the black frame. If you are lucky and you are the first to buy it, then. The question is the following regarding repairs. Can a person come in, do it themselves, or can they come in with their own company and do the repairs? Renovation, that is, removal from pre-finishing to finishing, of course. That is, you can make your own design project, not necessarily take our typical and make repairs in your own way. And I want to remind you that you can apply for this option to us. We can make you an individual project and make an exclusive repair in this wonderful complex, and you will have the apartment of your dreams according to your individual order. Well, thank you, Dima, for the review. I think it is safe to recommend your complex to our subscribers. And we will come back to you, probably in 3 months for a tour of your facility. Let's see what will be done in these 3 months. And you, dear friends, you can subscribe to our channel. You can watch more review videos from other bloggers about this complex and you can make a decision to buy an apartment here, and in principle, I would probably be happy to buy an apartment and wanted to buy here, but my wife chose another neighborhood and I will not go against more, maybe one more apartment will buy, thank you, hopefully. That was able to open detailed information, follow our news, come to visit, thank you.